and that's okay. Scroll past the filter, skip the noise, find your calm and stay poised. You're not late, you're right on cue. Every fit skill looks good on you. So light it up, get glow through the doubt. Even discount dreams can still work out. We rise, rewind, and do it again. Off-brand hearts still find their zen. Make it worth your wellness. Take your time. Even chaos can fall in line. Make it worth your wellness. Make it yours. We're all just healing in synth-wave chords.
Body image can sneak into everything. How we dress, how we move, and sometimes even how we feel about our worth. And in a world that's constantly trying to sell us a new insecurity, staying grounded in who you are becomes its own kind of rebellion. Welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness, where self-care comes with coupons and self-love is always buy one, get one. Tonight we're breaking down how body image is shaped, distorted, and most importantly, how you can reclaim it. Because personal growth shouldn't require subscription. We'll talk about where body shame comes from, why comparison is a scam, and how self-talk messes with your confidence, and small ways you can rebuild a healthier relationship with your body starting tonight. So grab your comfy clothes, take a judgment-free breath, and settle in. Welcome to Wellness. Welcome back, my wellness warriors, my self-care connoisseurs, my off-brand VIPs. We've got another fun episode for you tonight. Super excited to have you back again. As mentioned before, we are partnered officially with Dude Wipes, our first official sponsor. So give them some love if you already used their product. Show them some love. It's a very good product. It kind of works out that that was our first sponsor because I do happen to use these quite frequently. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, but we are officially partnered with them. We've been partnered with them for about a month now, which is why if you check out some of our short form videos, we do have content directed towards them. It's kind of part of our agreement with them. If you're new here, you can find us live every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on YouTube at Bargain Brand Wellness, or you can find us over here on TikTok at Off Brand Tim. Either one works for us, whatever is your preferred platform of preference. Say that 3 times fast. We are also live on our weekend episodes, our After Dark episodes on either Fridays or Saturdays, where we go a little bit longer, have a little bit more deeper conversations, and those are typically the episodes where we also bring on any guest that we may have. We haven't had any guests in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to try to secure a guest for this Saturday's episode. Haven't secured anybody yet, but we have reached out. We are trying, so we'll see what we can do. And we do like having guests on. You know, we're on this wellness journey together. As I've claimed on this channel, I'm not an expert in any of these topics we talk about. I do consider myself well informed, and I hope to impart some of my knowledge, but I also hope that you all impart some of your knowledge on me because we're on this journey together. So if you're liking what you see, click the like, share, subscribe, or follow button on whatever platform. Basically, hit all the buttons that you see. The only ones I don't want you to hit is if you see a thumbs down button, don't hit that one. And if you see like a hey, leave this stream button. Yeah, you don't want to leave that. You're going to want to stick around because we have some fun over here. We got some fun games we're going to get into as well. But if you like what you're seeing, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, tell your coworkers, tell your worst enemy. You never know. You might actually turn them into one of your best friends. You never know. We also have a Patreon page. You can find the link either here in the descriptions on YouTube or TikTok. Go over there, join for free, become a wellness warrior. Now, wellness warriors get their name every month automatically thrown into the wellness jar. I know this isn't really a jar. For a potential pool for a random merch giveaway that we do at the beginning of the month. Wellness warriors get their name thrown in there, as well as if you win Wellness Warrior of the Day, and you need to be a Patreon to do that, you get your name thrown in there if you win Wellness Warrior of the Day during our live streams. How can you do that? Engage, stick around as long as you can, have fun. YouTube and TikTok kind of has their own algorithm and how they determine who's number one. For the meantime, I've been kind of just going with that. I don't really have a moderator or anybody else here in the background with me to kind of help gauge who's helping the most, who's talking the most. So I kind of just go with that. But I do feel like it keeps it relatively fair. So yeah, stick around, engage with the content, have a grand old time like we always do. A couple things before we get into kind of what we're talking about as far as body image issues. We do have our official merch launched up here on the back wall. You see we have our flagship Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt. You can get that in the Patreon. There's a link over there. Click over there. $15 plus shipping and handling. Pretty cool shirt. Pretty cool. Get it while it lasts. And then we also do have our holiday shirt, which is live now. We have a sweater and a shirt. Both say the same thing. They say Merry Fitmas with a pretty good likeness of me. Because wellness doesn't take a holiday. And I didn't get the t-shirt for this. I did get a sweater for myself. This sweater is very soft, very comfortable. I've worn it a couple times. I haven't had to wash it yet because I haven't worn it like long periods of time. But very comfortable. The sweaters are $25 plus shipping and handling. The t-shirts in these are all the same as the Make It Worth Your Wellness. You can get those for $15 plus shipping and handling. So get those while they're last. We'll be selling those up through the Christmas holiday, and we'll be putting out new merchandise. I don't know if I'll be really generating anything new between now and the new year because I really want to see what we can sell here. But we are going to have additional merch. I'm thinking, coffee mugs, keychains, mouse pads, things like that. Stuff that people might actually be interested. We might kind of take a poll on what kind of merch people would be interested in. So we'll be doing that. And I already kind of have an idea of t-shirts that we'll be doing. I don't want to do a monthly t-shirt. That's a lot of t-shirts. But I'm thinking that we might be doing like a t-shirt like every 3 months. So in January, I'm almost thinking about launching a t-shirt that we'll be selling from January through the end of March, right? It'll be available. Maybe, we'll throw a sale on it every so often. There can't be that much of a sale. I'm already keeping the price down. I'm only making like $1 to $2 in profit off these because I'm not doing these for profit. It's really just to kind of get the Bargain Brand Wellness name out there, but I don't want to lose any money. That's why we're taking a slight profit, but we'll see. Maybe we'll offer like throughout different periods without like a 10% discount or something like that. Something that where I'm not losing money off of them. So, but anyway, so that's kind of plans for the future. For next year, you can look forward to pretty routine t-shirts. At least every 3 months. I have a couple ideas that I've been thinking about. Wouldn't mind working on. You can also find, in kind of our big news, aside from the merch, is Bargain Brand Wellness Christmas album is also available on all major streaming platforms. Go check it out. Turned out really well. I'm excited for it. I love all the songs. We only ended up doing 8 songs rather than 10. I had 2 covers that I did on there, but because we used music from a already pre-recorded video, I was worried it was going to get it taken down. So I decided not to use those covers. So we just kept it to 8. That way we don't have to have any worries about that. But go check it out. You can find it on Spotify, It should be on Apple Music. I'd say by the end of the week. It seems to take a little bit longer to get on there. You can find it on there. You can find it on YouTube Music. But yeah, basically any streaming platform. And in fact, what I actually think is even cooler is if you saw my video that I did, I think it was yesterday, you can actually, I uploaded them to TikTok as well. So you can use some of our songs that we create right here on the channel as sounds behind your video. So that's pretty cool as well. So go check out A Bargain Brand Wellness Christmas. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm proud of the album. I mentioned before about being a guest on the stream. If anyone's ever interested in being a guest, basically all you gotta do is go over and join Patreon. It's free. I'm not going to charge anything to potentially come on here as a guest and share with us. There's a pseudo application, if you will. That's honestly just a way to kind of give me your contact information so I can reach out to you and schedule you a time for you to come on. We prefer it on the After Dark episodes, but if you tell me that, hey Tim, I really want to come on the show, but I'm only available on Mondays when you do your Monday episode, I'll make it work. We'll put you in. I'm not going to turn you down because you can't do the After Dark episode. So, you know, not a problem whatsoever. But I am looking forward to getting people on. If you've never really been on camera like this, it's only about a half an hour, right? I'm not going to keep people any longer. You don't have to be on here the full stream. And honestly, that's kind of what we've been doing. Most people go about half hour, 45 minutes tops. And honestly, once we get talking, time just flies. Like nothing. So if you are interested, yeah, check it out over there as well. And I think that's about it. We're getting pretty efficient at reading off all the darn updates we gotta make. But we are pretty excited. Looks pretty quiet in here right now, but we'll go ahead and announce the Wellness Warriors of the Day. Hold on, let me hook up my... I've been meaning to get a little pointer, like a PowerPoint like clicker, to help move because I have a presentation that I use in the kind of the background to kind of help just keep everything in order. But I really didn't want to order anything yet, so I used my phone as the clicker, which is fine. It works well. All right, so let me share our screen with our YouTube folks. What returning Wellness Warriors of the Day, to no surprise over there on YouTube, Linda Marine, my mother, picked up her 6th Wellness Warrior of the Day badge for the month of November. I have a feeling she's gonna have a really good chance of winning a free Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt here in the beginning of December when we do that drawing. That's her 6th one of the month. And then Joey Twig picked up his 3rd badge on TikTok on Monday's episode. So everyone give them a round of applause. If either one of them join, we'll let them pick from the Wheel of Wellness something they'd like us to engage in. All right, so before we kind of get into our games, let's talk a little bit about what it is we're going to be talking about on today's stream. Body image, right? The good, the bad, and I was going to say the ugly, but the misunderstood. The good, the bad, and the misunderstood. Body image refers to the perception and attitudes you have about your physical appearance. It encompasses how you see yourself, how you feel about your looks, and how you believe others perceive you. All right, so we know the body image plays a significant role in kind of your overall mental and physical health, and we all kind of have ideas of our body image. Some of us are really comfortable within our body. Some of us feel really good about ourselves, but most people, even those who you would say have the quote-unquote perfect body, still question themselves, right? We all struggle with body image issues in some way, shape, or form. And honestly, because we live in a world where our imperfections is what makes us beautiful. But we tend to focus on those things that we consider perfect features. But it doesn't usually work out in our favor because the body it's asymmetrical. So I don't know that the perfect, flawless body does in fact exist. And if someone could show it to me, I'd like to see it, because I feel like everyone has at least there's something there. Something that everyone's a little self-conscious about. So, but let's talk about positive body image. Positive body image means having a clear and accurate perception of your body and feeling comfortable and confident in your own skin. You appreciate your body for what it can do and feel satisfied with your appearance. And some of these characteristics can include anything from confidence in your appearance, appreciation for the functions within your body, acceptance of natural body changes such as age, changing weight, things of that nature, and then resilience against unrealistic beauty standards. For the longest time, and I feel like society's kind of starting to shift away from this. The kind of perfect female body used to be considered the Barbie, right? The Barbie figure. Someone who, if you actually took the Barbie figure and put her in real life, she'd be like, I think they said she'd be like 6'7", like 7 feet tall, skinny, large breast, tight buns, right? Flat stomach. Don't get me wrong. Not that people like that don't exist, but how hard is it to maintain that? And then still, how difficult is it to maintain that? And what imperfections does that person have? Even if they still had kind of in your mind, they have your perfect body. I'm willing to bet there's something about themselves they don't like. I could see something like that. I really don't like my toes. I don't like my feet. I don't like my fingers. Right? I don't like how this one hair always grows weird, or whatever it might be. So looking at negative body image, it involves a distorted perception of your body and feeling dissatisfied or ashamed of your appearance. It can lead to constant self-criticism and comparison with others. And let me know if some of these kind of check off your boxes. If you had a checklist at home, do you frequently check your body, right? Whether just looking at it or looking in a mirror. Most of us can go ahead and check that box. Do you constantly compare yourself to how others look? Go ahead and check that box. Are you constantly seeking validation? Go ahead and check that box. Feeling shame or anxiety about your appearance? Go ahead. I don't gotta say. Go ahead and check. Avoiding social situations due to body dissatisfaction? You know what to do. And then going to extreme lengths to change your appearance. Now that one, some of you may not necessarily check, but you've at least thought about it. You've at least thought about some of the extreme changes that you would make if you had the means and the discipline to do that. So, and here's kind of the core of this. As I mentioned before, we all kind of have negative images of ourselves. Oftentimes it's distorted. It's not even true. And having these negative body images doesn't make you superficial. It doesn't make you a bad person, but it can take a toll on your mental health, right? Especially if it's potentially causing anxiety, depression, eating disorders, substance abuse. It can lead to all these different things, all based off of how we think we're supposed to look. And I think for me, here's kind of the core of what makes this a difficult situation, is because this channel itself, as well as probably almost every other wellness channel that exists, a lot of it is about growth, personal growth, change. And I guess the hard part is accepting who you are, but still pushing to change. That's that kind of dialectical piece that we talk about from dialectical behavior therapy, is accepting how I am, but wanting more for myself. And it's tough because we talk about personal growth and change, but then this is talking about, just being okay with who you are. Can you accept that without causing yourself a lot of grief? I think that's what kind of makes this a really difficult topic, especially because, what if we had to put a percentage on it? It's just in America alone. How many people do you think suffer from some sort, if you had to put a percentage number on it, how many people do you think suffer from some sort of body dysmorphia or just body shaming of themselves? I'd venture to say it's at least 80%, but I'd probably go higher. But I know if you're talking like taking actual numbers, that's probably highly it's not necessarily reported on, but I'd say a good many people have at least some issues with their body. So talking about body neutrality, right? Some characteristics are viewing the body as a tool for living rather than an object to be judged. That kind of goes down the religious path a little bit unintentionally, thinking that your body is just a vessel, that your soul is borrowing for the time that it's here on earth. Focusing on caring for your health and well-being rather than just change. Another valuable point. Reducing the emphasis on physical appearance, which is always key. That's also a tough one though, because it's not that we're naturally superficial, but the one sense of ours that is still probably the most evolved is our sense of sight. Our sense of sight. And so physical appearance is how we determine who we want to spend our time with, how we attract a mate, who we want to spend time with. So that's kind of a tough one. But I understand what it means. Not putting so much of an emphasis on that. Appreciating your body even if you don't feel attractive. Finding beauty somewhere in there. There's someone who still finds you beautiful. And then accepting your body even if you struggle to love it. That can be difficult as well. We kind of already talked a little bit about things that can influence how you see yourself. The media, right? And when we say media, we're talking anything from movies, TV, social media, commercials, right? The news, all of the above falls into media. Cultural and societal standards. What is an acceptable body shape, which honestly is ever changing, right? It's ever changing. I mean, I think back whenever, I was a teenager in the late 90s, early 2000s, and the expectation back then, as it was for, quite some times, is, girls themselves were meant to be nothing but skin and bones, right? That was seen as attractive back then. Not that skinny isn't always kind of the societal norm, but this was like, there was nothing. It was just skin and bones. That was, when you saw models, that's what they looked like. They didn't have any types of curves. Family and peer influences. As much as your family and your friends love you, they sometimes tend to be the worst people to judge you. Mental health, we already kind of talked about. Anxiety, depression, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, which is a very real thing. Identity, right? While anybody can experience negative body images, LGBTQ plus people are also more likely to develop difficulties with body image and distorted eating as well. So we already talked about how it can affect your mental health, your physical health, your social well-being. If you're not happy with who you are, it can lead to isolation. You're not necessarily going to things that you maybe once had enjoyed as much. And then how can you build and maintain a healthy body image? And I think this is kind of our kind of closing note on this, to kind of bring it back to that body positivity. It's treating yourself with kindness, especially when facing body image challenges. Try to focus on your strengths and your positive attributes. As difficult as it might be to find them, you do have something positive about you. Whether it be, well, people have always said I do have really pretty eyes, right? Or they like my lips, or oh, they love my hair, or whatever it might be. Find something about you that people like. I'm sure you've heard most of us have heard at least one thing. Limiting media exposure. And we've talked about that frequently on this channel. Take what you see online, especially in social media, take it with a grain of salt, but overall limit yourself. And if you're someone who's constantly posting pictures and videos of yourself, maybe ask, I'm not telling you to stop, right? I post pictures and videos of myself. But maybe ask yourself, what is the purpose? Is it for entertainment, or is there maybe part of you that's seeking validation from others, as we mentioned previously in this article? And if you're seeking the validation, you might need to find other means, because for every one piece of validation you might get, there's probably going to be 5 trolls behind you putting you down. There's always going to be someone who has something negative to say to you. And then lastly, consult professionals, especially if it's getting really bad, that's really messing with your mental and physical health. Consult a doctor, consider therapy, right? There are people out there who can help get you through that. So that is kind of the first article. We're reading kind of the body image idea. We'll kind of revisit that, this whole topic again here in a little bit. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into our first game. We're going to get into our daily Wordle. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. And yeah, we're going to get playing. Be fun with these word games. I know I enjoy them. All right. So we're going to start. We did have a one strategy we were using, which I've seen online, the StairCloud Pinky strategy, which uses all the vowels and most of the common consonants. Kind of got boring though. Plus the idea is to try to get the answer within the top 3 guesses. And here on this channel, if we get it within the 3rd guess, we get to make a song over here. So we try to always get it within 3. So I'm going to pull up a letter, and what is our luck? We're always getting vowels. We're going to start with the letter E. So if you're watching, if you're over there in the live universe, give us a word starts with the letter E. 5 letters. Starts with the letter E, so give us at least one other vowel and as many consonants as you can. I'm thinking eagle, eager, but that uses double E's. I don't really want to start there. Ether, that's got 2 E's. I'd like to use 2 separate vowels. I think something that's got a U or an I or an O. Ender. Got 2 E's. Esper. I don't really want to do 2 E's because I highly doubt this starts with a letter E. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but I definitely doubt it. Earth. I think we did Earth before. Yeah, let's go Earth. Okay, I like it. Okay, so we got the A in the right place. I gotta make sure these glasses are green. You gotta make sure. We got the E and the R. They're not in the right place. Okay, that's a good start. That's a real good start. Could it be RA? I mean, it very well could be. The E could go here. It could be raced. Racer. I like raced. Moves the R and the E around. I like raced. Let's rock raced. Okay, we got the E in the right place. The R's not, so it's something. A something E R. So the R goes at the end. I mean, this could be paper, layer, waxer. I see the X there. We didn't even use an A, or I mean an S yet. I don't know. I'm almost feeling layer. LY. Yeah, it could be paper. It could be layer. It could be gamer. I'm gonna rock layer. I like layer. No, not layer. Gamer. Gamer in 5. No, but we do have an M. So it starts with an M. M-A blank E-R. Maker. It has to be Maker. Yeah, Maker and 5. Okay, hey, we got it. I really thought we were going to get that sooner, considering we had 3 of the letters with our first guess. But that was a hard word. That was because it was so it was kind of everywhere. It could have been a lot of different words, I guess. It was really up to me to make the right guess. Okay, we got it. All right, after we finish games on this channel, if you're new over here, we get to spin the wheel of wellness. See what we're going to engage in next. All right, our next topic is That's Debatable. All right, this is the segment where Nova and I debate a fun topic, typically related to the related to today's show. So let's go ahead and record this, and I'm gonna bring Nova in. All right, Nova, how you doing? We're back for another segment of That's Debatable. Today's topic: is it harmful or helpful to compliment someone's weight loss journey? I'm prepared to take either side of this, so whichever side you would like, let me know, and we'll get it going.
All right, let's do this. I'm doing great, Tim, and I'm ready to jump into the ring of verbal sparring. For the sake of a good debate, I'll pick the side that it's more on the harmful side to compliment someone's weight loss. That way, you can take the helpful side, and we'll have ourselves a nice lively back and forth. Let's see where we land.
All right, well, since I'm doing the helpful, I'll start first. So I do see it as being helpful to compliment someone who's on their weight loss journey. It's someone who is trying to feel better about, not just about themselves mentally, but physically as well. So to compliment someone on that is encouraging them to kind of keep moving forward and pushing themselves, and then kind of motivating them to maintain whatever healthy habits they may have established.
Totally get where you're coming from. And hey, there's definitely a good vibe in wanting to cheer people on. But here's where I'll throw my hat in the ring on the other side. When we compliment weight loss, we can accidentally send the message that their worth is tied to shrinking. And if their weight changes again in the future, because bodies are basically on their own mystery tour, it can make them feel like they've lost that approval. So while the intention is to motivate, sometimes it's like giving a compliment with a hidden expiration date. And that can mess with someone's head more than we realize.
Yeah, it definitely can. I understand that point. The idea of that we're quote unquote fat shaming someone. If you compliment that now, but then they end up putting all the weight and more back on later, what does that say about them? So I absolutely get that point. I still think it's a good thing though, because for someone who's on this weight loss journey, especially if they've lost quite a bit of weight, it takes a lot of discipline, right? And so whatever it is that they've been doing, it kind of affirms the discipline they've been showing and then can further help with that motivation.
Absolutely, and that's a fair counterpoint. I mean, there's no denying that if someone's been really working at it, a little verbal high five can feel like fuel to keep them going. It's like saying, hey, I see your effort and it's awesome. And that can be a huge morale boost in a world that's not always handing out gold stars for self-care. We've got a nice little debate balance here. On one side, the encouragement and recognition can be a real boost. And on the other, we're just keeping an eye out so that the compliment doesn't accidentally turn into a hidden pressure cooker. In other words, both sides have a point, and that's what makes it, well, debatable.
Yep. Thanks, Nova. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, that's debatable. I always like that one. That was a fun segment. Sometimes Nova can be a little bit validating. That's one thing she's definitely very good at, is validation. I will give credit where credit is due. So, all right. Let's go ahead and hop into our next game. This is a fun one that we always enjoy playing. We're playing Connections, and that purple looks blue with these glasses on. These are pretty strong glasses. All right, if this is your first time ever doing this puzzle, there's 16 words here on your screen. 4 categories. It's up to us to group all of these words into 4. The trick is we don't know what the categories are, so it's up to us to figure it out. We've got squat, shepherd, pit, fall, lunge, lead, skink. I have no idea what skink is. Solid, husky, cask, direct, colony, guide, thick, mask, earth. Okay. Got some tricky words in here. The first ones I'm seeing, I see 3. Guide, lead, and direct to kind of point people in a certain direction. But I don't see a 4th one. Shepherd, you shepherd someone, you lead them. Shepherd. I feel pretty confident with that. Shepherd. Let's rock that one. Bam, got it. Steer. And that's the green. Okay, so that's the second hardest category. And then we have lunge and squat, which are types of exercise. That's the only ones I see. And then comments about someone's body: thick, solid, husky. So basically someone who's big. Hearth. Because the other ones, because whatever the purple category is usually very out of the box thinking. Let's rock this one because I definitely feel this is a cat. I feel like this is gonna be the yellow. No, but we're one away. Okay. So I'm definitely feeling like husky, thick, and solid go together. Colony, pit, cask, fall, lunge, squat, mask. Mask spelled M-A-S-Q-U-E. You know what I'm almost seeing here? No, that's not right. Like things with the k sound but the wrong letters, but no, because that skink would be like stink. Mask with a Q. I can't remember exactly what that is. I feel like that's like, it's still kind of a mask, but it's more like arts and crafts related, I feel. And colony. Like a colony of ants. I feel like that's what skink could go with. I feel like skink is like a skink of something. But I have no idea what the rest are. Husky, thick, solid. I'm pretty sure, and I feel like that's going to be the yellow category. I just don't know what they go with. Do we try mask maybe? What's cask? I really don't know. Like I really don't even see anything with colony. I'm really trying to think out of the box with some of these. Like maybe there's a letter missing. Yeah, I'm really not seeing it. Let's try mask because I don't have another guess. I don't think this is right, but nope, we're still one away. I mean, what else could be that then? The only other words I don't really know is cask and skink. I mean, do we want to look? I hate looking up words. But what is skink? That's a type of animal. It's a reptile. I don't think that's what we're talking about here. Alright, what about cask. Barrel, one for aging alcohol. Large container like a barrel made of wood. It's large. I mean, could you throw that in with husky, thick, and solid? All right, what about mask? It's the only other word I don't really know. Archaic form of aristocratic court, entertainment, a facial or hair treatment for a beauty or masquerade. And what did we say cask was? Oh, large container. There's got to be some off the wall thinking here, and we're just not seeing it. This is definitely a harder one tonight. I like the ones where I can kind of see it right away, but it's not always that straightforward. So we know husky, thick, and solid go together. I just have no idea, other than maybe cask. Skink is a type of reptile. We already did hearth and mask. What's hearth? I've heard that term before. I just don't know exactly what it means. Floor of a fireplace where a fire is built. Used as a symbol of one's home. Let's try cask. I don't think it's right. No. We got one guess left. So fall and pit is going to be some other way of looking at that. Fall, we have the fall season. We have when someone falls, they trip. They fell down a set of stairs. Are any of these tied to a movie? Skyfall. None of the other ones are even remotely close to that. I really don't have a good guess. I really don't. The only other two I see that goes together is lunge and squat. Types of exercises. None of these other ones are types of exercises. And pit, I mean, pit's got to be short for something. I mean, we know what a pit is. Pit is a hole, right? A deep hole that someone can fall into. We haven't failed this one in a while, at least in a couple weeks. But we're down to one guess, and I don't even have a... What did we just get? We just guessed cask. I'm going to go skink. I don't think that's right, but I don't see what else they could be. I don't see any other ones. We did hearth, mask, and cask for this one. Skink is the only other word I didn't really know. No. Squat. Yes. Okay, so I don't agree with that one. Let's go back here. Squat is another term for husky or stocky. Okay. Second words in Edgar Allan Poe stories, I would have never gotten that one. The pit, the mask, the fall, the cask. And then organ plus a letter. Ah, okay. Colon, heart, lung, skin. Okay. Yeah, the purple ones, they sometimes are really out of the box. But the blue category, I would have never got that. And the yellow, I've never heard squat as being referred to as a form for stocky. So, okay. Hey, we did our thing. We did what we did. Let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness, and then we're going to jump back into talking about our body images. All right, so synth session. So we didn't get our word on 3, but regardless, we get to make a song over here on Singify. So let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, so over here on Singify, we typically try to make the song something related to the topic as well as the most recent game. So we just got done playing a game of Connections. Oh, and one of the terms was stocky, right? So we're going to do a song about being stocky, but having a positive body image. All right. I need a prompt. I typically do these in ChatGPT. I feel like it generates a better prompt that we can then put over here in the Singify to give us a better song. At least that's what it usually does. For a song about tonight's topic about body image, include words about being stocky. What do we have? Husky, thick, squat, and what was the other one? I don't remember. Solid. And solid. And we said we were going to try to do one, see if it can do one in the genre of Phil Collins. We want the genre of the song to be 80s rock in the fashion of Phil Collins. Phil Collins. Yeah, we'll just say Phil Collins. I was thinking like Phil Collins and Genesis, but I think Phil Collins is good. All right. All right, so ChatGPT didn't give us lyrics. I think I want to have it give lyrics. Add the lyrics and title to the prompt. Because that's what's nice. I can sit here and talk to ChatGPT. The way Singify's work, I can give it the prompt, but then if I try talking to it, it just restarts the prompt. I can't talk to it. Okay, here we go. Copy and paste. And we'll give that a second to generate prompt. We're going to use 5 credits as we usually do. This will take us down to 33. We didn't run out last month, but we had to use several credits to kind of finish up the Christmas album. So hopefully we have enough credits to get through the month. We're only going to do one song per stream. That should cut it. That we should be able to get our credits refresh on December 3rd, so about 2 weeks away. All right, so the name of the song is Built Like This and Built to Last. We want those in parentheses. Built Like This and Built to Last. I kind of like that title. All right, and generate. All right, we're gonna it'll give us 2 versions of the song, and then once we do that, we'll listen to them here on stream, and then we'll pop back over and give them a listen to. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and pop back over into our topic. We're gonna watch a video about developing a healthy relationship with your body image. Should kind of match to what we were discussing before.
As we grow up, our bodies change. You might start to notice differences between yourself and your classmates. Maybe you became the tallest person in your class, or maybe you're the only one with facial hair. These differences are normal, but sometimes they can make you self-conscious about your body. What you think and feel about your body can change over time. It is common to become more aware of your body during puberty. Puberty usually happens between the ages of 10 to 16. It's a normal part of being human to notice your own body and the bodies of others. You also get ideas about what body types people desire through family, friends, social media, TV, and movies. And when you think you do not match up to these ideals, you can begin to have a negative relationship with your body.
Yeah, and I think we kind of talked about all this before, but the one thing we didn't really get into was puberty, right? How much of this starts during puberty, and all teenagers go through to different points within their teenage years, and that's where we start questioning ourselves. We start to develop those parts of our bodies, plus all these other racing hormones, and now you have it even kind of prepubescent adolescents starting to go through not necessarily physical changes, but trying to grow up and very concerned with their overall body image, which I think honestly can be really related back to even more media. You know, you think for a lot of us when we were younger, we had TV, right? But we didn't have the same connection that today's children has, which is tough. It's very tough. I mean, they're connected to everyone at all times. I can only imagine that being a challenge to navigate. As cool as it sounds, I can see it being terrifying at some points.
Having trouble with your body image can mean so much more than just worrying about weight. This is Thomas. He's on the football team. On the outside, you'd think he was very confident about his appearance. But Thomas has a secret that has been troubling him. He hates how he looks and obsesses about it. He thinks that his ears and nose are too big and constantly checks how he looks in mirrors when he passes. He spends a lot of time stressing about his clothes and hair in the morning and worries that the people around him think he's disgusting. He even thought about getting plastic surgery to change his ears and nose. Thomas finally reached out to a counselor who helped him to stop using negative language about himself and work towards finding what he likes instead. Like Thomas, the body we see in the mirror may be a distorted image based on a negative view of yourself. For example, you may restrict what you eat because your goal is to look like what you think others desire, or your life feels out of control, so you begin to control what you eat, overeat, or work out constantly. Body image issues can lead to unhealthy relationships with food, your body, and even become life-threatening. A counselor can help you get your life back on track by developing a healthy relationship with your body.
All right. Good video. We're kind of conditioned to look for the negative stuff about ourselves, even if once again we have I don't even want to say perfect, but we got good genes, right? We have a good body. We're conditioned to always look for something that we need to improve on. We're always comparing ourselves to other people. And most of us fall into that category. Not all of us were, think back to your teenage years. Not all of us were the most popular, right? The homecoming king or queen, the captain of the football team or the cheerleading squad. Most of us didn't, wasn't our life. That's like 1% to 2% of people in the world, probably closer to 1%, to get to experience that part of life. Even those individuals, as good as we all think they had it, still may have had some body image issues. On top of it, maybe a plethora of other issues. And so this is where that comparison model comes in. Because we are such social creatures, we tend to follow the leaders of our pack, right? The alphas. No, we're not canines, but a lot of our social behaviors are similar to, our man's best friend in that nature. So we tend to follow the leaders of our pack as well. To make things, it can be strenuous, especially in today's evolving world. So be happy with who you are. Love who you are. And if you want to improve some things on yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. We should all be striving to grow as an individual. But, you know, don't put so much emphasis on the physical appearance. Where physical health is important, but so what if you're a little bloated? So what if you're not built the way you'd like to be built? Love who you are. You are who you are for a reason. So let's head on over here to Singify. We're going to listen to these songs and see which ones we like. Hopefully the prompt did us well. Hopefully it sounds at least somewhat like a Phil Collins song, even if it's not exactly an exact likeness.
I used to stare into the
Hold on. The thumbnail looks like I don't know. It looks like a huskier woman, but she looks like she's topless. Anyway.
mirror feeling smaller than I am. Trying to fit into a picture drawn by somebody else's hand. They said leaner, they said longer, like that's all that I could be. But I'm thicker, I'm stronger, yeah, that's the truth about me. I'm done chasing shadows that were never my size. Time to see myself through my own eyes. 'Cause I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm proud. Built a little squad, but I'm standing out loud. I'm thick in the places that carried my past. I'm built like this and I'm built to last. No more hiding, no more shame to unpack. I'm built like this and I'm not turning back.
I mean, it doesn't sound like Phil Collins, but
Every scar, every curve tells a story I survived. Every inch of this frame kept my spirit alive. They say beauty comes in forms that you see on a screen, but I'm learning real beauty starts from somewhere unseen. I'm done trying to measure up to something untrue. I'm learning to honor what my body went through. 'Cause I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm proud. Built a little squad, but I'm standing out loud. I'm thinking the pages that carried my past. I'm built like this and I'm built to last. No more hiding, no more shame to unpack. I'm built like this and I'm not turning back.
okay.
Let the world keep shouting what it thinks I should be. I've got a louder voice rising up inside me. And every step I'm taking's a promise I keep to hold myself gently, to stand on my feet. Yeah, I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm proud. Built a little squad and I'm saying it loud. I'm fit 'cause I've carried the weight of my past. I'm built like this and I'm built to last. If you're shaped like me, then repeat it back. We're built like this and we're not turning back.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not quite Phil Collins, but not bad. Not bad. All right, let's listen to the second version.
smaller than I am, trying to fit into a picture drawn by somebody else's hand. They said leaner, they said longer, like that's all that I could be. But I'm thicker, I'm stronger, yeah, that's the truth about me. I'm done chasing shadows that were never my size. Time to see myself through my own eyes. 'Cause I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm proud. Built a little squad, but I'm standing out loud. I'm thick in the greatness to carry my past. I'm built like this, and I'm built to last. No more hiding, no more shame to unpack. I'm built like this, and I'm not turning back.
I kind of like both versions.
Every curve tells a story. I survived every inch of this frame, kept my spirit alive. They say beauty comes in forms that you see on a screen, but I'm learning real beauty starts from somewhere unseen. I'm done trying to measure up to something untrue. I'm learning to honor what my body went through. 'Cause I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm proud. Built a little squad, but I'm standing out loud. I'm thick in the places that carried my cast. I'm built like this, and I'm built to last. No more hiding, no more shame to unpack. I'm built like this, and I'm not turning back. Let the world keep shouting what it thinks I should be. I've got a louder voice rising up inside me, and every step I'm taking's a promise I keep to hold myself gently, to stand on my feet. Yeah, I'm stocky, I'm husky, I'm solid, I'm tough. Built a
I think I'm gonna go with the first one. This one's not bad, but I don't really like the way the lyrics flow.
I'm built like this, and I'm built to rest. If you shape like me, then repeat it back. We're built like this, and we're not turning back.
Yeah, that version's not bad, but we're gonna go with the first one. I think it flowed a little bit better. I like the chorus of that one, but yeah, we're gonna go with this one. The image is really throwing me off a little bit. I can't really enlarge the thumbnail. It definitely looks like a larger woman. Definitely does not have a shirt on. But I'm thinking a bra. Actually, hold on, because I might be able to do this. Let me see something. Edit song details. Yeah. Holy crap. It literally. Let's show everyone over here on YouTube. It literally made a topless woman as our thumbnail for this song. Now, I don't ever use the thumbnails on here, but okay, that was a first. I've never seen that before. I thought it wasn't just my eyes. That's crazy. Oh shoot. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next game. We're going to play our daily word salad. Political actions. All right. First thing I'm seeing is vote. And vote and veto. What political actions? What do you do? Race? Govern. Govern. All these darn ads on here. It's not too bad if I can go into full screen mode, but then it kind of cuts off. This is the only one I needed to be full screen mode too. Run, but they always use more than 3 letters. Test. 7. So we got 2 7-letter words and a 5-letter word. Why am I like drawing a blank? What is it when someone runs for office? I'm really drawing a blank. Let's get our background music back up. I don't like the. Yeah, elect is one. Good pull. Good pull. Hey, hold up real quick. We're gonna pause this real quick. Look what Singify did for our thumbnail. Were you asleep? So we just made a new song. Let me get down here to history. What does that look like right there?
That person.
Okay, but what else do you notice about it?
Naked.
Yeah, she's and I thought it was just me at first, and I pulled this up. This is the thumbnail it made. She's topless. Had to share it with somebody. No, there's a term when someone decides to run for. Huh?
Selective.
There's no L. There's a term for when someone runs for office, and it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Is it not run?
Huh?
No, was it not,
There's no L.
what did I...
You said elect, and it took some of the letters, but there's still. I have 2 7-letter words. One is campaign. That was it. Wait a minute. No, it can't be campaign. But that was the word I was thinking of. What? It's got to begin with a C. I mean, it could be another E, but it's got to be a C or an A. And then the other one's anywhere between a G. It could be anything. And we got a lot of letters still up here, so it could be really anything. That. How's there still a V up here? Veto, vote, save. Something est. So the C and T aren't going to go together. So I'm feel like this first word is beginning with a C. Crow, cron. No. Crano. Crap. No, that can't be right. Practice. No. Press. No. No, there's gotta be 7 letters. Preset. No. Pro. Harvest. Rest. Political actions. I don't know. This is a hard one. 2 7-letter words. We have a lot of letters still up here too. Once we get this, whatever one of these, it's going to kind of really open up the other one. Could it be something act? ACT? Acts? I don't see any letters there. What are some other actions people take? We got veto, vote, elect, govern. I have no idea. Approve. Approve. No, there's not 2 A's. Approve would have been a good one. Approve. Is it Cuprove? Protest? Protest. There it is. I knew we'd get it. What the heck is this last one? Canvas? What the heck is canvas? I gotta look that one up. What is canvas? With 2 S's. Solicit votes from electors in a constituency. Propose. Okay, never heard of that one. Alright, let's get another spin on the wheel wellness. Yeah, I ain't never heard of that one. Canvas. Glad we got protest. Alright, and we're going to dance it out over here. And I know exactly what we're going to dance to. If you're new over here, as I mentioned before, we got a brand new Christmas album just came out. And we're going to play our lead track, Merry Fitmas. Hope y'all like it. Hope y'all like the thumbnail too, for the album cover.
Jingle bells on the yoga mats, snowflakes falling where the treadmill's at, cookies in one hand, balance in the other, burn those calories.
Sister and brother, we've been wrapping goals, not gifts this year.
Counting reps and cups of cheer.
Merry Fitmas!
Come on, break a sweat. Turn those New Year plans on early yet. Lift your spirit, stretch your soul. We're sleigh riding straight to self-control.
Merry Fitmas!
Shine that glow. Make it worth your wellness before the snow. Santa's got a shaker full of protein to shake. Rudolph's running laps on his coffee break. Mrs. Claus meditating by the tree.
Even the elves had accountability. We've been wrapping goals, not gifts this year.
Counting reps and
Cups of cheer. Merry Mary Fitmas!
Summer, feel the burn. Joys in my soul. You live and learn. Lift your laughter, let it roll. Party over your Christmas soul. Take one deep breath, let it snow. Sweat that stress and let it go. 'Tis the season to hydrate right. We'll plank all day and sleep all night.
Mary Fitmas!
Raise that glass, toast to growth, not calories past. Stretch your joy from head to toe. Self-care on clearance, let it show.
Mary Fitmas!
Your wellness grows. We're making gains while the mistletoe grows.
All right, that's our lead track from a Bargain Brand Wellness Christmas album, Merry Fitmas. Check it out, give it a listen, download, add to your playlist. All right, let's get into our next game. We're gonna play a little Contexto. This one can be a little hard sometimes, but we'll see what we do. All right, start off with dog, fish, and house. Okay, they're all in the orange. That's a positive. That's a good thing. Let's see what we can do from here. House, window, door. Okay, we're getting closer. Table. Table's 167. I like it. Chair. No, not a chair. This is another table. Picnic table. Coffee table. No. Table. Plate. Placemat. Fork. Spoon. You don't know. Got it wrong. Spoon. Kitchen. Table, plate, stove. Microwave. Refrigerator. No. Alright. Plate. Plate, table, decoration. Flower. Art. Okay. Plate, table, fruit. Water. Water always gets us closer. Wait, did we say plant? Lake. No. Water, plate, table. Hot. Cold? No. It's hot water. Bath. Shower. Sink. Faucet. Faucet. It was already faucet. We had faucet not that long ago. Hot plate, table, water. Boil. Freeze. No. Ocean. Sand. Rock. Ceramic. Glass. Okay, glass is 55. Hot plate, table, water, stove. Oh, where it is stove. Did we do oven? No. Hot plate, table, water, glass, cup, vase, or vase. Depending on how you want to say it. Dish. No. Glass is 55. Okay. Hot plate, table, water, glass, drink, lunch. What do we got? What do we got? Hot plate, table, water, glass, rock. Where did rock? Land. Cloud. Hold on. Holy. Miracle. Church. Just wanted to cancel the religious stuff out there because we tend to get that on here. Stationary. All right, 49. We're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna get a hint. Hot plate, table, water, glass, plastic. Plastic's 138. Okay. Let's get a hint. It's gonna cut it in half. Stick. Stick. Fishing. We already did fish. Boat. Stick. Stick. Candle. Wick. Fire. Fire's 5. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Fire's 5. Flame. Flame is 6. Flame, fire, smoke. Smoke is 19. Light. Match. Match is 3. Matchbox. No. Spark. Flame, fire, match. Burn. Burns 80. Torch. Torch is 2. Lighter. Lighter. Haha. We did light, but it was lighter. Okay. I really needed one hint. Not bad. Not bad. Y'all know we be pretty good out here. Y'all know what that means. Another spin on the wheel of wellness. Let's get this thing rolling. And we've got off-brand affirmations for you. All right, this is a fun one. I always like this one. Let me pull up my stuff over here. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to whisper hello. I'm not sure. Can you hear me now? You should be able to. There we go. So here's off-brand affirmations. Barker Brand Wellness. Your body has survived every questionable life choice you've thrown at it. Maybe show some gratitude before you judge the mirror. Two. You don't need a six-pack. You need enough core strength to keep you upright during uncomfortable conversations. 3. Your reflection isn't an enemy. It's just a tired coworker trying to let you know you need water. Snack. 4. You're not too much. Or not. You're a human being trying to function while the world is yelling contradictory advice at you. And 5. You're allowed to love your body while still wanting to improve things. Self-acceptance and self-growth can hold hands without fighting. And that's your off-brand affirmations. I wasn't sure how it worked, but we just had to turn the gain all the way up on my audio device over here. We've went through 3 different ones. We had a really nice one. It's not even super expensive, but it's really meant more for like musical instruments. I think it was too complicated for what we were doing. And then we had the cheap Fifine, however you pronounce that over here. And it worked, but I felt like we weren't getting the best quality. This Focus, what is this? Focusrite. It's pretty good. It's only got a few controls on it, and it seems to do pretty good. So I like this one. All right, let's kind of get into our last kind of part of our conversation, which is, when you are trying to lose weight, right? Because that's a big part of what we're talking about when we talk about body image. How long does it actually take? Well, as we all know, there's a lot of factors to it. Your age, your sex, your starting point may affect how long it takes you to lose weight. Experts recommend losing 1 to 2 pounds per week to maintain a safe, effective, and healthy weight loss regimen. And 1 to 2 pounds a week may not seem like a lot, but add that up. Within a matter of 30 days, and 30 days isn't a long time, that's anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds. And if you're not someone who's morbidly obese, 8 pounds is a lot. 8 pounds is a lot. So weight loss occurs when you consistently consume fewer calories than you burn each day, basically known as a calorie deficit, something we've talked about on this channel numerous times before. It can usually be done through exercise as well as eating a well-balanced diet. We know that some people also use types of fasting, which is fine in its own right. Check out some of our early videos if you want to learn more about intermittent fasting or keto diets or things like that nature. We'll probably touch on it again here in the near future, but we did have a conversation about intermittent fasting not that long ago. So yeah, exercise, well-balanced diet. You kind of need a little bit of both. You can do just one, but if nothing else, you might not gain weight, but you probably won't lose any weight. If you're exercising all the time, but you're still eating like you always did, you'll gain muscle, but you're not really going to lose any fat. And if you're eating right, but not really exercising, you're not going to put yourself in that calorie deficit. So ultimately your insides are going to start to feel better, but you're not really going to see much loss in the gains you're trying to make. So how much weight should you aim to lose? It says here that many people claim to have the secret to help you lose up to 10 pounds in 1 week, which is really not healthy or safe. Unless, like I said, you're someone who's morbidly obese, and I'm talking, 4, 5, 600 pounds. Those individuals, they have so much water retention that honestly, a lot of their weight loss is from that. So 10 pounds in 1 week for those individuals is not that much. But for most of us, 10 pounds in a week, if you could, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. It can send a major shock to your system. Research suggests aiming to lose 5 to 10% of your body weight during the first 6 months of your weight loss journey. So imagine you're 300 pounds. We'll take 300. 300 pounds, 10% of that would be 30 pounds in 6 months, which is quite a journey. I mean, and that's at the high end. So let's say 30 pounds in 6 months. That's only 5 pounds per month. Right. And so that adds up over time, as we can see. But like it says here, it recommends losing about 1 to 2 pounds per week. Maintaining a calorie deficit is crucial for weight loss, but it's important to set a realistic calorie goal. So simply just reducing your calorie intake by 500 calories on top of exercising can actually have some major benefits. Can really help people lose that 1 to 2 pounds per week. And you'll notice you'll feel different. All right. Just kind of real quickly, factors affecting weight loss. We talked about period of weight loss journey, where you are at in your stage of life. It's not necessarily as easy. Your biological sex is also a factor. Men and women carry weight differently in their bodies. We mentioned age. Your starting weight is a huge deal. The calorie deficit. And then other factors that come into place that maybe aren't as measurable is your genetics, right? It's kind of like how when some people gain weight, they gain it in different ways, right? Some people will, most men, we get the gut, the dad bod, whereas some people really, they'll gain it in their face. Their cheeks will kind of spread out a little bit. Other people kind of gain it all over. Some women, it all goes straight to their hips, right? So everybody's a little bit different. Sleep quality is another thing that can affect how much weight you're able to lose. Medications, especially, things you're on for issues such as depression, hypertension, epilepsy, diabetes, and allergies. Other health conditions like depression, hypothyroidism, and Cushing syndrome. And then family history of obesity or overweight or other factors that can definitely play a part. Knowing what the best the diet for weight loss, I mean, it really comes down to preference. There's so many different diets per se out there. I don't know that there's any one that actually works other than just maintaining that calorie deficit. Obviously, you want to try to limit the processed, junk, unhealthy foods from your diet as much as possible, you know. But as we've talked about on this channel, if you're an ice cream fanatic, which I am, I love my ice cream during the summertime, you know, hold yourself to, you know, maybe once a week I get a small ice cream, you know, or every other week, whatever works for you. But it's not something you're not having a big bowl of ice cream 3 or 4 nights a week. Definitely prioritizing fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, low fat dairy and whole grains, limiting alcohol, sodium, and added sugar is kind of the 3 big ones as far as weight loss as well. So a lot of different things, a lot of different diets out there. Do your research, try around, you know, mess around with different things that work for you. I know personally I've found different things, not that I'm really trying to lose weight, but I found different things that I enjoy at times. For me, I try to eat as much fresh food as I can. I try to maintain a high protein diet, but I try to keep things as fresh as possible. Try to limit the amount of processed foods that I consume. But that's me personally. So that's our body image discussion for this evening. We're going to jump back in. We're going to finish up with 2 more games. Our next game is one of my favorites, our daily minute cryptic. I really enjoy these ones because I'm an overthinker and I tend to overthink these quite often. So this kind of helps me dial it back and think a little bit more abstractly. Splatter half-baked waffles. This is 8 letters, 3 par, which is kind of difficult. I haven't ran into a 4 par yet. But I'm seeing a couple potential indicators here. I'm seeing splatter, like mess up or anagram certain words. I see half, like we're taking half of something. And so if that's the case, what's the definition? I hope it's not another one of those and lit clues where the whole thing's the definition, the whole thing's the clue. I hate that. These puzzles are already difficult enough. Splatter half-baked waffles. I'm not saying. Let's get a hint. Let's go. Oh, this is another one's got another alternative clue. Let's go with our indicators. All right, this clue's indicator is half-banked and it's an anagram indicator. If something is half-baked, it's unformed or foolish, both of which can suggest the word is generally not as it should be. So I thought splatter was going to be that. We'll get our answer by anagramming some nearby fodder. So splatter. So we're anagramming splatter then, maybe? And what, the definition is waffles? I mean, the first thing I see is platters. I feel like I want to get the definition. I feel like, so splatter is what we're anagramming. Then the waffles is definition, but I kind of want to definitely make sure that that's the definition. Okay, so it is waffles. I mean, I just wanted to try pancakes, even though it didn't fit. What's another word for waffles? 8 letters to change those around. That's a tough one. Okay. It's not talking waffle. Another form of waffle is like to kind of isn't waffle. Isn't that kind of like a verb maybe? Man, I should have got the alternate clue. We already knew what the indicator was and the fodder. I'm curious what the alternate clue is. I mean, I don't mind going over par on these because we're learning. We're getting better at these as we go. Sometimes they're easier than others. So maybe waffle here isn't waffle like the breakfast. Like the first thing I saw was trespass. I don't even think that's how you spell trespass. Looks weird. But we don't have enough. We don't have the right letters. We almost do. We'd have to get rid of... Yeah, we had too many T's. Get rid of that L. Relapse, relate. There's 2 T's there. What's another waffle meaning? Fail to make up one's mind. So that's what I was thinking. Speak or write, especially at great length, without saying anything important. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's not the breakfast. It's not a breakfast thing. So this is that out of the box thinking. This is where we're getting better at this. But what the heck is this? Speak. No. Slaughter. Not slaughter. Trail. Let's get an alternate. I hate doing this. Messily splatter waffles. Okay, well that doesn't help. That's just telling me to anagram it. Okay, well that was a waste of a hint. I thought it was going to give me another like form to help me figure out how to anagram splatter. That doesn't help me at all. Day. It's funny, stapler fits, but we have an extra T that we haven't used. Are we gonna have to get a letter here? Yeah, because there's no other hints. I'm just not seeing this. P. Okay, so it's the P. I wasn't even thinking P. Okay, actually, I mean, I kind of like that that's where it gave us. Because that kind of really sets us up. So it's got to be, I'm thinking PL. Plaster? No. Les. It's not going to be an T. It's not going to be an S. It could be a vowel. At. Hearts. feel like it's gonna be PL. I'm really not seeing this. What the heck? Let's get another letter. All right, one of the T's is going down here. What the heck could this be? I mean, we already did platters. We know it's not that. Last. Plaster. Wow. I mean, it did say this was a par 3, but I don't know why I'm not seeing this word. I definitely, if I can get one of these letters between P and T, I feel it. I don't want to say I guarantee I got it, because I don't think I'm going to have it. I hate it. We're going to have to get another letter. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to be on here all day. Hair. No. Yeah, let's get another letter. A. Okay, that didn't help. That didn't help at all. I mean, it could be E. Pest. And what we got? Less another T and an R. It could be PL. It's not gonna be plat. Plast. Plate. It could be pra. P-R-A. Prat. Prat. I'm not seeing this word. I'm really not seeing this. This has got to be a word I don't know. It just has to be. It has to be a word that I'm unfamiliar with. I've got a pretty good vocabulary, but it's not perfect. This has to be. We're going to get another letter. I hate to do it, but yeah, that E didn't help. Let's get another one. Okay. All right, so we got that one. What do we have? We have an S, another T, and an L. Prastel? No. Pratzel. Prattles. Like I said, it was a word I did not know. 6 over par. But at that point, it was just a process of elimination. Prattles. Yeah. Which, I mean, I think rattles. Let's look this up. Prattles. Talk to length in a foolish or inconsequential way. So that matches the definition that we found for waffle. But, never heard of that word, prattles. Yeah. That's frustrating. I mean, we're learning words, but I don't like it when it's words I've never even heard of. Because it's like, okay. It makes me feel like an idiot. Shoot. Alright, let's get another spin on the wheel wellness. And we're going to wrap this thing up for the night. Alright, perfect time. We're going to wrap it up with a little bit of karaoke chaos. What a way to close it out. We're not going to do silly little games tonight. Maybe we'll hit that one on Saturday when we come back. Sometimes they take a little bit long, and I want to wrap up. We try to keep these about an hour and a half, and we're at about an hour and 45 minutes. So we're going to finish this up with one more song, and hope y'all like it. And turn the music off here. Maybe we're going to turn the music off. I hate it when it does that. There we go. Anyway. We're going to finish it up with a karaoke song. I tend to pick out my song before the end of the show. Bum, bum, bum. We're kind of sticking up, not quite newish, but newer than what we typically do. This is going to be Hanging by a Moment by the band Lifehouse, not Lighthouse, Lifehouse. Desperate for changing, starving for truth. I'm closer to where I started. I'm chasing after you. I'm falling even more in love with you. Letting go of all I've held on to. I'm standing here until you make me move. Hanging by a moment here with you. Forgetting all I'm lacking, completely incomplete. I'll take your invitation. You take all of me now. I'm falling even more in love with you. Letting go of all I've held on to. I'm standing here until you make me move. Hanging by a moment here with you. I'm living for the only thing I know. I'm running and I question where to go. And I don't know what I'm tapping into. Hanging by a moment here with you. There's nothing else to lose. There's nothing else to find. There's nothing in the world that can change my mind. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. Desperate for changing, starving for truth. Closer to where I started, I'm chasing after you. I'm falling even more in love with you. Letting go of all I've held on to. I'm standing here until you make me move. Hanging by a moment here with you. I'm living for the only thing I know. I'm running and I question where to go. And I don't know what I'm tapping into. Just hanging by a moment here with you. Just hanging by a moment. Hanging by a moment. Hanging by a moment. Hanging by a moment here with you. Bam! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was a little karaoke chaos for you to wrap up tonight's stream. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up and get on out of here. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to have a guest on here with us, but if not, we'll do our normal After Dark thing. We'll have a grand old time. So one thing I want you to remember, your body isn't, hold on one second. Your body isn't an apology or a project. It's a partner. Treat it with the same patience you give people who don't deserve it nearly as much. As you go into the rest of your night, remember to check in with yourself before you check the mirror. Speak kindly to the parts of you that haven't heard kindness in a while, and give your body the credit it rarely gets. And as always, make it worth your wellness. We'll be back on Saturday. Love y'all. Appreciate the support, and see you then.
Make it with your wellness. okay.